Hello everyone, Prasad Domala here. Today I'll show you how to install and configure Oracle Web Center Portal 12c on Oracle Linux 6.7 64-bit virtual machine. Let me briefly tell you about Web Center suite of products and basic concepts of Web Center Portal before doing the installation. Web Center suite consists of three products: Web Center Sites, Web Center Content, and Web Center Portal. Web Center Sites is mostly used for external facing and end user driven websites, and it was previously owned by FatWire. Web Center Content is basically document or record management product, and it was previously called as UCM, Universal Content Manager. And Web Center Portal is for enterprise and composite applications with various portlets and pagelets, which connects to various backend systems. Now let's discuss some basic concepts and terminology of Web Center Portal. Portal is basically a group of various services which can be either intranet or extranet. An example of such application would be an employee self-service portal, where an employee can manage his profile and access various applications from a central application, which can be called as a portal. Web Center Portal can be integrated with various backend systems like e-business, CRM, business intelligence. But for the end user, the integration is seamless and appears that all information is coming from a single source. Web Center Portal enables role-based access, and the administrator can restrict the information based on users' roles. For example, managers can see more sections compared to a normal employee. Web Center normally supports thousands of users, enabling end users to create, update, and access content and services from various backend sources. These services includes content management, discussion forums, wikis, blogs, data visualizations, all from a single Web Center Portal context. So that's a brief overview of Web Center Portal. Now let's have a look at the environment we'll be building today. As I said earlier, we'll be using Oracle Linux 6.7 64-bit virtual machine for the demo. Web Center Portal runs on top of Oracle WebLogic. In 12c, we don't need to install WebLogic separately. It comes as part of Fusion middleware infrastructure installation along with Oracle Common and RCU. It also installs EM and JRF domain templates as well. So we'll be installing Fusion middleware infrastructure 12c, that is 12.2.1 version. In the same middleware home, we'll be installing a Web Center Portal product 12c, that is 12.2.1. Next, we'll create a domain which contains admin server and 3 managed servers. Web Center Portal, which contains core Web Center Portal application and analytics collector. Web Center Portlet, which hosts Portlet Producer and Pagelet Producer applications. And finally, Web Center Collaboration, which hosts Discussion Server. So the schema for Web Center Portal will be stored on Oracle Database 12c. We'll also need JDK to run Fusion middleware and Web Center Portal, and I'll be using JDK 1.8. I have a VMware on which I have already installed Oracle Database 12c and JDK 1.8. So I'll be using Oracle User for this demo, which I created during OS installation. Now let's get into the installation process, and the first step is to install Fusion middleware infrastructure. I'm in my software directory here, and these are the jar files required, one for infrastructure and the other for Web Center Portal. So at this point, we need to make sure that Java executable is added in path environment variable and Java home is set. In my case, Java home is already set, and this is my Java path. So I'm using JDK 1.8. So once your Java is set, we can start the infrastructure installation, which installs WebLogic, Oracle Common, and repository creation utility. Execute the installer by running java-jar and then infrastructure jar file name. So this is the welcome screen of infrastructure installation. So you can click next here, and you can skip auto updates. Here you need to provide a middleware home. So I'll provide my middleware home as U01 app Oracle product FMW. So we'll be installing our Oracle Web Center Portal application in the same middleware home later on. So provide your middleware home and then click next. And here you have two options: Fusion middleware infrastructure installation and Fusion middleware infrastructure with examples installation. I'll go ahead with the first option, Fusion Middleware Infrastructure installation. So now the prerequisites will be checked. Make sure all the prerequisites are successful here, and then click next. So here you can skip the security updates. So uncheck this checkbox and click next. So confirm. And this is the installation summary screen, and you can click on install here. So this process will take some time. I'll pause the video here and I'll get back when this installation is complete. As you can see, the installation process is complete now. You can click on next here and then finish. So now our Fusion Middleware Infrastructure installation is complete. Next, we need to install Web Center Portal in the same middleware home. So navigate to your software directory again and run java-jar, and then your Web Center Portal jar file name. Okay, this is the welcome screen of Web Center Portal installation. So you can click next here, and you can select skip auto updates. And then you need to provide the same middleware home used during our Fusion Middleware Infrastructure installation. So that is U01 app Oracle product FMW. You can click on the view button here to make sure that the path is correct. As you can see, this particular Fusion Middleware home already contains Fusion Middleware Infrastructure 12c. So click next here. Here you need to select Web Center Portal. You have another option, Web Center Portal SOA Composites. This is used to install Web Center Portal related composites into existing SOA installation. And these composites are used for workflow related features. So I'll select Web Center Portal here and then click next. And again, your prerequisite checks will be done. Make sure the checks are successful here. And this is your installation summary screen. You can click on install here. Again, this installation might take 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll just pause the video here and I'll get back when the installation process is complete. Okay, as you can see, the installation process is complete now. You can click next and then finish. So once the Web Center Portal is installed, we need to create a portal related schema in the database using RCU, that is repository creation utility. So at this stage, you need to make sure that your database is up and running. So let me start my database quickly. Okay, now my database is started. As I said earlier, RCU comes with Fusion Middleware Infrastructure installation. So navigate to middleware home, that is U01 app Oracle product FMW, and then you need to navigate to Oracle common, that is Oracle_common, and then bin. From this location, you need to execute RCU, that is repository creation utility. So this is the welcome screen of repository creation utility. So you can click next here. Here you have two options. You can either create repository or drop repository. In our case, it will be create repository. And there are two steps in repository creation: system load and product load. System load requires sysdba privileges. Select first option if you have sysdba privileges, which performs both system load and product load. If your DBAs are not willing to give you sysdba access, you can select the second option to generate the SQL scripts for system load, and you can give the generated SQL scripts to DBAs to execute them as sysdba. So after the system load is performed using the SQL scripts, you can run the RCU again and select the third option, which performs the product load. I'm going ahead with the option 1 as I have sysdba privileges. So select first option here and then click next. Here you need to provide the database details. In my case, my host name is PDOL6 WCP 1221, and then the port number is 1521, The service name is PDB ORCL, and then the username is sys and your sys password. So now the database prerequisite checks will be done. Make sure your global prerequisites are successful here, and click OK. Here you need to provide a prefix for your schema. You can provide any value here. I'll just call mine as WCP, that is Web Center Portal. And then you need to select the component here. So in our case, it would be Web Center Portal, which selects all dependent schemas as well. Under Web Center Portal, you have portal and services, portlet producers, analytics, and discussion schema. And metadata services, Oracle Platform Security Services, and audit services are the dependent schema for your Web Center Portal. So these dependent schema will be automatically selected. So once you select all these schema, you can click next here. And now the schema specific prerequisite checks will be done. Make sure all the checks are successful here, and click OK. Next, you need to provide a password for all your schemas. You have an option to provide the same password for all your schemas, or you can use different password for each schema. So for this demo, I'll go ahead with same password for all the schema. So provide your password and then click next. Next, you have custom variables, and default value for analytics partitioning is no. But in production environments, it's recommended to set it as yes, that is Y. When you set it as yes, the analytics data will be purged on a monthly basis, which improves analytics performance. So for this demo, I'm leaving this custom variable as no, and click next. And this is the table spaces screen. So these are the default table spaces which gets created. If you want to customize these table spaces, you can click on manage table spaces here, and you can customize each of these table spaces. So for this demo, I'm leaving the default settings for all the table spaces. So I'll just close here and then click next. So next it will ask you to confirm the table space creation. So you can click OK here. Now your table spaces will be created. Okay, the table space creation process is complete now. You can click OK. And this is the summary screen. You can verify all the schema details here and then click on create. Now it will create the actual schema. Okay, the repository creation process is complete now. So make sure the status of each schema is success here and then click close. Now the repository is ready, and we can create a domain for your Web Center Portal. So navigate to Oracle Common bin. And then execute config.sh. Here you will be having two options. You can either create a new domain or you can update an existing domain. So in our case, it will be a new domain, and you can provide a name and location for your domain. I'll call my domain as WCP domain, and then click next. Here you need to select Web Center related templates. In our case, it would be Web Center Portal, Web Center Pagelet Producer, Web Center Portlet Producer, and then Web Center Discussion Server, and Web Center Analytics Collector. And as you can see, the dependent templates are automatically selected, which are Oracle Enterprise Manager, Oracle WSM Policy Manager, Oracle JRF, and Coherence Cluster Extension. So once you have selected all these domain templates, you can click next here. Here you need to provide the location for your applications. So I'll leave the location as default, which is under your user projects, applications, and then WCP domain. If you want, you can customize this location. Click next. Here you need to provide the password for your WebLogic administrator. And then click next. Here you need to select the domain mode and your JDK. I'll go ahead with production mode. and then verify your JDK and click next. Next, you need to provide the DB details of STB schema. STB is nothing but service table schema, which gets created by default when you execute RCU. So it basically stores schema information such as schema prefixes, schema owners, and schema passwords. So provide the details of your STB schema. In my case, the host name would be PDOL6 WCP 1221, and then the port is 1521, and my DBMS service is PDB ORCL. The schema owner would be WCP underscore STB. WCP is nothing but the prefix which you have provided during RCU creation. And then provide your schema password, and then click on Get RCU Configuration. So it connects to the database and retrieves all your schema details. Make sure the retrieval is successful here, and then click Next. So here the details of rest of the schema will be automatically populated. So verify the details here and click Next. Now the JDBC connection test will be done for each and every schema. Make sure all the tests are successful here. As you can see, all the JDBC tests are successful now. Then click Next here. Here you need to select admin server, node manager, and manage servers, clusters, and coherence. So select these three options and click Next. Here you need to provide the details of your admin server. I'll leave the default values, that is admin server is my server name, and then the listen port is 7001. And click Next here. Next you need to configure your domain. So you have three options to configure your domain. You have per domain default location, and then per domain custom location, where you can customize your node manager location, and then you can manually set up your node manager. So I'll go ahead with the first option, which is per domain default location. So this is the location of your node manager, which will be under your domain directory, and then node manager. And then you need to provide the credentials for your node manager user. So I'll call my user as nmadmin, and then provide a password for your node manager user, and then click Next. So these are the three managed servers which gets created. WC underscore collaboration, which is nothing but your discussion server, and it will be running on 8890 port, and then WC portlet, which is for your portlet and pagelet applications, which will be running on 8889, and then your core web center portal managed server, which is WC underscore portal, which will be running on 8888. If you want, you can customize the name of your managed servers, and you can change the listen ports as well. For this demo, I'm going ahead with the default names and ports. You can click Next here. And then you have an option to add clusters. So in single node environments, we don't need to add clusters, but in production environments where you have multiple web center portal servers, it's better to create clusters. So for this demo, I'm skipping the cluster creation, and then click Next. Next, you have coherence cluster settings. You can leave the default cluster listen port, which is 0. So when you specify 0, the cluster listen port will be automatically picked up during runtime. And then here you need to create a machine. In our case, it will be a Unix machine, which is nothing but your node manager. So click Add here. If you want, you can change the name of your Unix machine. And by default, your node manager or machine will be running on 5556 port. So I'm leaving the default values as it is, and then click Next. Now you need to assign the managed servers to the newly created machine. I'll select my three managed servers and assign them to a new Unix machine, and then click Next. So this is your configuration summary screen. So you can verify the details here, and then click Create. Okay, now the domain creation process completed successfully. You can click Next here, and this is the domain location and admin server URL. So you can click Finish here. So now it's time to start up the domain. So first we'll start with Node Manager. So navigate to your domain home, which will be under user projects, domains, and then your domain name. Here navigate to bin directory, where you'll have a script to start Node Manager, which is start node manager.sh. So execute this. You can check the log for the status of Node Manager. As you can see, our Node Manager is started on port 5556. So once the Node Manager is started, you need to start the admin server. But before starting the admin server, you need to create a boot.properties file. So navigate to your domain home again, and then create a security directory under your servers, and then your admin server name, and then security. So under security directory, you need to create a boot.properties. So provide WebLogic username and password inside boot.properties. So that is username is equal to WebLogic and your WebLogic password. Save this file and execute start weblogic.sh to start your admin server. Again, you can tail the log to check the status. Okay, the admin server is started in running mode now. Now let's log into the WebLogic console and start our managed servers. So the URL will be your host name, :7001/console. So log in with your WebLogic credentials. So this is the home page of WebLogic administration console. You can navigate to servers here. As you can see, we have our 3 managed servers. You can go to the control tab and then start all your managed servers. Click yes on the confirmation screen. So this process will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes. I'll pause the video here and I'll get back when all the managed servers are started. Okay, as you can see, all my Web Center Portal managed servers are up and running now. So let's access the EM console now. That will be your host name, :7001/EM. Log in with your WebLogic credentials. Okay, as you can see, all our managed servers are up and running. So this is EM console's home page. Next, let's access Web Center Portal homepage. That will be running on 8888 port, which is the managed server port of our Web Center Portal managed server. So that will be PDOL6 WCP 1221 and then 8888/Web Center. So this is the URL for the Web Center Portal homepage. So log in with your WebLogic credentials again. Okay, this is the Web Center Portal console, or you can call it as portal browser. So here you can create as many portals as you want. Next, let's access discussions portal, which will be running on your collaboration managed server. That is PDOL6 WCP 1221, and then the port of WC collaboration managed server, which is 8890/OWC_discussions. So this is discussions console's homepage. You can log in on this console and create a new forum or discussion. Next, let's access portal tools page from where you can create portlets. So it will be running on wc_portlet managed server, which will be running on port 8889. So that is WCP PDOL6 WCP 1221 :8889 /portal tools. Using this console, you can start your Omni portlet producer and create portlets. And that's it. You now have a working Oracle Web Center portal environment, and you have seen different consoles for Web Center portal. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. And please have a look at my blog on this topic for step-by-step instructions and screenshots. I'll leave the link in the description, or you can click on the information icon on top right corner of this video. Hope you liked the video and found it helpful. If you did, please hit that like button down below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos on various middleware technologies. That's it for now. Have a good day and see you in the next one.